Unfortunately, there is an operational requirement happening on
If you like our video today, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Cheers. Tasmania is a beautiful mountainous island located in the Tasman Sea, which is a marginal sea over the South Pacific Ocean. Tasmania is also the smallest state in Australia. We start our road trip in Launceston. Launceston is one of Australia's oldest cities. It was founded in 1806 and named after a town in the United Kingdom. This is the car we picked up from Launceston Airport. We're having it for 7 days, $1,300 all up. That's including fully comprehensive insurance and a full tank of fuel. We picked it up Launceston and we're going to be dropping off at Hobart when we come back to Melbourne. So we don't have to wash it, don't have to fill the tank up, all should be okay. Probably a bit pricey, but what's going around at the moment, that's about the going price. In the current status with COVID, that's about as best you're going to get. If you were to visit just one place in Launceston, it would have to be the Cataract Gorge. Take a ride on the chairlift and admire the views. The peacocks and wallabies put on quite a show as you walk around the gorge. A great place to hike, walk or swim at the free pool. If you have enough time, why not visit the famous Bridestowe Lavender farm? When the lavender is in bloom, the entry fee is $20. From Launceston, we travelled to Bicheno, which is at the footstep of the Freycinet National Park. We were quite happy with our accommodation in Bicheno. We paid $200 a night, but it was peak season.
We're in a small town of Bicheno, Tasmania's east coast, and we came here because we would like to visit the Freycinet National Park. East Coast is famous for its scenic road trips.
Bicheno has a beautiful coastline. The bright orange of the rocks is a lichen, which is two plants in one, an algae and a fungus. To be honest, our dinner was ordinary. Fish and chips, salad, tartar sauce, looking good.
We'll try something different tonight.
Bon appetit.
Okay.
The next day kicked off beautifully.
So I have a vegetarian pie and a custard pie.
Custard tart.
Thank you very much.
Tastes good, so. After a quick bite at a local bakery, we headed off to Freycinet National Park. You'll need a pass to enter the park. You can buy it either online or at the visitor centre. The weather changed abruptly and we needed a warm jumper. Lucky for us, there was some in the souvenir shop. $40.
But it's black color.
But it's got that on it and it'll keep you warm.
So we start our trek. We decided to do Wineglass Bay lookout point
The trail is quite easy. It's a steady climb up to the lookout point.
Okay, we reached Coles Bay lookout point and it's beautiful. Unfortunately it's raining and we still have to
20 minutes to go.
20 minutes, yeah, to Wineglass Bay lookout point. Let's have a look. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is the Coles Bay lookout. Yeah, beautiful calm seas today, well, especially in the Bay area, but weather's not the best, it's a bit wet. Nice seat? Comfortable? If you're lucky and the weather is good, the views are spectacular. But if you're unlucky like us, it wasn't good. Still pretty impressive. From Freycinet, we are travelling to Hobart, the largest city in Tasmania. We stopped for lunch in Swansea. Swansea is a small town and only 60 kilometres away from Freycinet. We stopped here and had some fish and chips. We wish we hadn't have done this. I'm trying to find the fish in these chips.
And what is it? And it's all 44 bucks. Quite expensive.
We are just outside the town of Orford, and it's beautiful here. Orford is the gateway to the famous Maria Island. If you're prepared to stay a small distance just outside of Hobart, we have found a fantastic hotel called the Foreshore. The next day the weather was pretty miserable, so we decided to visit Mona. Meet the main character of Hobart, the Tasman Bridge.
In 350 metres, arrive at Mona.
Mona is a museum created by professional gambler David Walsh. Entry tickets for non-Tasmanians is $30. The Mona art collection is a bit bizarre. If you're not interested in the building itself, it's worth seeing. The Mona building was built in 2011. It was designed by an Australian famous architect who also designed the Eureka Tower in Melbourne. Being in this building feels like being Alice in Wonderland.
Hello from Mona.
Hobart and Launceston have one particular problem: one-way traffic, which can spread over 4 lanes, so if you miss a turn off, you've got to go right around the city again.
No,
Yeah.
too big.
It says this one. And then stay. On our way to Mount Wellington, we decided to stop at the famous Cascade brewery, which was established in Hobart in 1824. It is the oldest operating brewery in Australia.
The destination is on your left. Cascade Brewery.
We wanted to take a tour of the brewery, but it was all booked out until the end of the month. We had lunch at the brewery and it was beautiful. We were sitting in the Cascade Brewery looking at Mount Wellington, waiting for the clouds to go away so we could go up it. Mount Wellington is a serious mountain with an elevation of nearly 1,300 metres. The weather in Mount Wellington is minus 10 degrees than what it is in Hobart. It was only 5 degrees on the mountain top and it was really gusty winds. We nearly got blown away. But the views were spectacular and it was well worth the trip up the mountain. The next day we travelled to Port Arthur, a must-do trip for every Australian. On our way there we made a few stops because there are a lot of things to see.
We are in Dunolly on our way to Port Arthur. We stopped here just because we want to buy some nice things at the bakery. It's a nice bakery. Just a little bit.
Potato. Dunolly is a quiet fishing village, but it was this place where the Europeans first landed. Our next stop was the Tasman Lookout.
This is beautiful. By the way, this is a private property. You see the fence here? This is private property.
Then we stopped to see tessellated pavement. It's a natural wonder that occurred millions of years ago. Tessellated pavement is very rare and only found in a few places around Earth. Just before we got to Port Arthur, we stopped at a place called Eagle Hawk Neck, where the infamous dog line was located to stop the prisoners getting away from Port Arthur. There still was some miraculous escapes from Port Arthur. We finally reached Port Arthur. Entry tickets to Port Arthur are $40 each, including a cruise and a guided tour. Today, Port Arthur is a World Heritage Site with the best preserved penal colony buildings of the 19th century. Just look how small the prisoners' cells were. Hard labour, terrible living quarters drove prisoners mad. One of the few good things to come out of Port Arthur was the birth of the welfare system. The Port Arthur Church was built in 1836, but it was never consecrated. The church was used by many faiths. In contrast to the prisoners, the officers and their families had a lovely life in Port Arthur. This is the Commandant's house. Look at the nice timber furniture that was made here at Port Arthur.
Beautiful.
By prisoners for free. From 1833 to 1877, there were 10 commandants. April the 28th, 1996, a terrible incident happened at Port Arthur that would go on and change the gun laws in Australia forever. This monument represents the 35 people that were murdered on that treacherous day. On our way back to Hobart, we stopped off at Devil's Kitchen and the Lookout. Next day, we went down the Horn Valley, which is particularly famous for its apples. Our first stop was the Willie Smith Apple Shed. A full set is $14, a half set is $8.
So overall, number 4's the best to traditional, but you don't mind number 2, the organic.
I don't do
Organic. You like organic. Yeah. So I like the traditionals the best.
After the brewery, we're heading to Geeveston.
I thought it's just a small village.
So that fresh water
It's fresh water.
Every street in Geeveston has statues of local people, carved out of timber. The town used to depend on the timber industry. It is now a tourist destination. As usual, we stopped at a local bakery. Egg and bacon pie. Looks delicious. No, tastes great. We wanted to go to Tahoon Airwalk, but unfortunately in the afternoon it became too windy and they closed it. There is a Platypus walk in Geeveston. We tried our luck in seeing one and guess what? We saw one.
We returned to Hobart. The rest of the day was very windy. We strolled around Hobart city centre. Unfortunately, we decided to finish our Tasmanian trip at the waterfront malls, the lower deck.
I have prawns with chips. With chips.
And I a fish burger with chips too.
Yeah.
And we got a Tasmanian Hearts creamy soda.
It wasn't a meal we enjoyed that much. We've come to the end of our video. Well, wait a sec, we've got one more thing. We would like to show you the Tasman Monument, erected where the first Europeans landed 400 years ago. What a shame there isn't proper signs to find the monument. If you like our video today, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Cheers.